Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I wanted to talk all about color correcting and dark circles, how to tackle them and get rid of them or correct them. So if you guys are interested in this video, then just keep on watching. So when talking about color correcting, your best friend is going to be the color wheel. So I'm going to insert a picture of the color wheel right here so you guys can have a reference of what it looks like, and you can basically just type into Google color wheel and it'll pop up. So how it works is, for example, if you have redness in your skin, you're gonna look at the color red, and then directly opposite to it is gonna be the color that you're gonna use to eliminate the other color. The first color that I want to talk about is the color orange, and this is used to cancel out any blues or purple tones in your skin. So this is mainly used for underneath the eyes. I like to use them personally underneath the eyes, or sometimes I get darkness around my mouth area, so I'll use it there, but it's mainly used for blues and purpley tones. This color works really well from light, medium to dark skin tones. Mainly for dark skin tones, the orange is really well. If you have more fair to medium skin, I would just shear out the orange and not make it so intense. The next color that I wanted to talk about is the salmon color, and this is a really great alternative for lighter skin tones. It is basically that orange but a little bit less intense. This works great with fair skin tones, and it basically cancels out the same tones, those blue tones and a little bit of the green tones as well. The next color that I wanted to talk about is the red shade, and this one I don't really ever use, but it is great if you have severe dark circles, or if you just have a darker complexion, then the red color will be more suitable for you. For maybe dark spots or canceling out those blue tones as well will work really well for you. The next color that I wanted to mention is the color green, and this is one of my favorites and most used color. The green is basically to cancel out the redness, and I use this for my clients mostly when they have rosacea or just they have acne spots and they're a little bit red. Basically just to cancel out any redness, but this is one of my favorites and my most used. The next color that I wanted to talk about, I don't really use that often either, but it is purple, and is really good to cancel out any yellowness in your skin or maybe any dullness. It is really good to brighten the face. That is basically all of the colors that I wanted to show you guys for color correcting. If you guys want to see a demo on how I got my makeup look today and basically how I put these colors to action, then just keep on watching. So before we get into any color correcting and concealers and all of that stuff, I wanted to first address the big issue of dark circles. So a couple of tips for you guys if you are suffering from dark circles is make sure you drink a lot of water and get a good night's rest. I know these things are kind of just obvious and you don't really think about them, but make sure that you are really hydrated because that will help a lot. Then of course there are some people that just naturally have dark circles and it doesn't have anything to do with sleep or water or anything like that. But I have a product that I've been trying out for about a month now, and I really love it, and it helps so much with dark circles, and it is the V2 Code 8-hour mask. So these are little eye masks that you apply overnight and you keep them on your eyes for up to 8 hours, and it really takes care of that darkness underneath your eyes. I've used them a couple times and my mom has used them a couple times as well, and she has dramatically darker under eyes than I do. I have darkness under my eyes, but it's not near as much as she does. So she really loves it because it does really brighten up her eyes and she can tell a huge difference. So I'll show you guys what they look like, and it basically comes in a little packet like this. And when you open it, it's in a clear container. What I really like about these eye masks in particular is that they have like this gel consistency. I don't know if you guys can see on the camera, but it's like a gel, and it is so hydrating underneath your eyes. Personally, for me, when I took them off in the morning, my under eye the whole day and even the day after, it just felt so hydrated and nourished. It wasn't dry at all, which sometimes I have that problem with concealers cracking underneath my eyes because my under eyes are so dry. So basically you just peel the little film and you apply them underneath your eyes, and it feels so good because it's like a cold gel. And I don't apply these really close to my eye because it can be a little bit uncomfortable if you have it too close to your eye. So I just do it right here, and then you basically go to sleep. You set your alarm. You normally sleep for 8 hours, so that's how I do it. And these are really, they feel so good because it's so cold. It just hydrates your eyes so much, and these stay on my eyes pretty good throughout the night. I am kind of like a rough sleeper, but I don't have a problem with them falling out. And these are not only good for dark circles, they're also good for fine lines and wrinkles. And if you have a little bit of puffiness in your eyes, these are amazing as well. So I'll have a link down below where you can find these if you're interested. Now that you know all about the color wheel and you know all about color correcting, let's put it into practice. So for myself, I usually don't color correct on a daily basis, but if I do have a photo shoot or a special event that I really want to look absolutely flawless for, then I do color correct. And the colors that I use personally the most are the orange and the green. So the orange I use for underneath my eyes for that darkness, and then the green I use for the redness in my face. So before I start any color correcting or concealer, anything like that, I like to prime my face, and I've already primed it with the Embroilise primer and moisturizer. It is so important that you have a nice primed and moisturized face to work all of these products on top. You don't want it to be cakey or dry, so you want to have a nice moisturized canvas to work on top of. To correct my dark circles, I'm going to take the LA Girls Pro Conceal in Orange Corrector. And I'm just applying a little bit underneath my eyes. You don't want to apply too much product because then it's going to peek through your foundation, and you really don't want that. Also, I'm not applying it directly close to my lash line because that is a little bit difficult to blend into the foundation and concealer. And then sometimes you might have an orange lower lash line and you don't want that at all. So I don't apply it all the way up to my lash line, but I do blend it really closely. Now taking a damp beauty blender, I'm just gonna dab this underneath my eyes. And you don't want to swipe, you just want to dab and make sure that you're getting the coverage in that specific area that you want to target. And I love the LA Girl Pro Concealers because they are so creamy and very pigmented, but yet they look very natural on the skin. And then I have a little bit of darkness like around my chin and my mouth area, so I'm just gonna add a little bit here and make sure that you really blend it in. You don't want to have a thick layer of color. So my face has been breaking out a little bit, and I have some red spots all around my cheeks and my forehead. So I'm taking the Makeup Forever Camouflage palette, and I'm gonna take the green shade right here. And these are a little bit drying, but if you do it with your fingers, I find that working this product into your fingers instead of with a brush, it makes it work the best. So I basically just take a little bit and I warm it up in my fingertips, and then I go ahead and rub it on any red areas that I have. And again, it doesn't have to be a lot of product, just a little bit to correct that redness. Okay, and then I'm going back just to my beauty blender and blending everything in, and then switching to my fingers, whatever I feel and see is necessary. Now that I'm finished blending everything together, I'm going to take my Urban Decay All Nighter Foundation, and I'm in the shade 6.0, and I'm just going to apply this all over my face. And I recently picked up this foundation. I haven't been trying it out for a long time, but so far so good. I really like the coverage. Okay, so I'm applying this everywhere as I normally would. Now I'm taking a bigger brush. This one's from Real Techniques, and I'm basically dabbing the foundation into my skin. You don't want to rub too much because then you're going to mess up all of the work that we did under. So I'm just patting this in. And it really helps that this foundation is full coverage. So it really does cover everything up and none of the redness or the darkness will peek through. And then of course, I'm taking the foundation down my neck. For concealer, I'm gonna take my LA Girl Pro Conceal. This one's in Creamy Beige. And I like this one because it's not too heavy underneath my eyes. It doesn't crease. Of course, I have to set this as I do any of my concealers, but I just like it because it's not too thick or cakey underneath my eyes. So I'm just taking that and applying it everywhere that I applied the orange concealer. Now I'm taking again my damp beauty blender, and this is a mistake that I've done before, that I've taken the side where I had the orange concealer and I start dabbing underneath my eyes and then it starts to look orange again. So make sure you either use a new beauty blender or you wash it or you just use the other side of it. Make sure you don't use the one with the orange in it. And then dab, dab, dab. You want to make sure that you're not wiping. You're just dabbing in the product. If you have extreme dark circles or you just really want super bright under eye, then you can use a pink powder. I'm not going to use that because I think it looks fine with just my regular Laura Mercier translucent powder. But if you really want that super intense bright under eyes, then definitely try the pink powder because it will conceal a little bit more of any darkness that might be peeking through. And a little side note, if you guys have oily skin and you can't figure out how to get it matte throughout the day, a really good tip is to pat in your translucent powder with a damp beauty blender, almost as if you were baking your entire face. I find that this is what helps control my oils the longest. And also the powder that I use is the Laura Mercier translucent powder, which I find is the best one that I've tried yet. As far as controlling my oils. So if you guys are struggling with oily skin and keeping your foundation matte throughout the day, definitely try this technique out because it works amazing. Alright guys, so that is it for today's video. I really hope you found it helpful and informative. I will be pre-recording a bunch of videos because I'm leaving to Vegas in a week. So I want to pre-record and make sure I have a lot of content for you guys while I'm gone. So if you have any video requests, don't forget to leave them down below for me. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. I will talk to you guys very soon. Bye!